Over the past year, some of the largest, most established SaaS companies have been hit hard. Salesforce, Adobe, Workday, and Atlassian have all been hit hard over the past year, which is surprising because these businesses are built on recurring revenue, high margins, sticky customers, and ultimately products which are used by businesses every single day. And yet the market has experienced a major tech sell-off, but not exactly for the reason that you might expect. Because for the last 20 years, SaaS has ran a simple model. More employees equal more licenses. Yet the new trend is AI agents, which is massively disrupting the industry. But on February 3rd, this was all accelerated because a brand new version of Claude Cowork sent the markets into panic, ultimately questioning whether there is even a need for these SaaS companies anymore. And that's why people are coining this the SaaSpocalypse. So to understand why investors have become so worried, we first need to understand why software companies have become so valuable over the past 2 decades. So in the old world, software was sold more like a product. You would buy it, you would install it, and then you would use it for several years. Think about the old Microsoft package. This used to be installed via a CD, and you used to use it for years. However, that meant that revenue was often quite lumpy until there was a new update and people would go ahead and buy that new update. And that was when SaaS completely changed the game. Instead of selling software, SaaS opened up a brand new revenue stream because they started selling access, where companies now would pay an annual subscription or a monthly subscription to access that software. And if you had more employees that wanted to use it, that would also increase the fee to the software as a service companies, which made it very attractive for investors because you could easily map out the recurring revenue, you could see the growth of the company, and ultimately these cash flows were reliable. But the real power of SaaS came from the fact that the software became so embedded within the company that it became difficult for the company to go over to different software providers. For example, a company might run all of its sales pipeline and store it within Salesforce. It might hold all of its HR records within Workday and all of its other projects in Atlassian. And you can see that these pieces of software become so embedded into the business that it fundamentally forms part of the operating system for these large companies. And this is what makes SaaS so sticky, because all of a company's customer data, its reporting, its permissions, all its financial data is stored within a system, which means that leaving that system, moving over to a different software as a service, becomes disruptive. And that's why investors have loved investing in these companies, because ultimately it's the perfect setup. Customers paid consistently, the revenue became predictable, the gross margins were high, and ultimately switching away becomes painful. But there was another reason why SaaS companies became so powerful. So if you're going to take anything from this video, it's this point. And it's the fact that for SaaS companies, growth was heavily tied to headcount. If a business hired more salespeople, it meant that it needed more CRM licenses. If it hired more finance, HR, or customer support staff, those employees needed access to more software too. So the model was quite simple. More employees meant more licenses, and more licenses meant more recurring revenue. But that was until the 3rd of February, where something huge changed the SaaS industry. So on this date, something major happened for software as a service, because Anthropic released a brand new plugin for its Claude Cowork, which essentially is an AI agent. This brand new plugin was designed to streamline different workflow tasks such as legal work, data analysis, and marketing. And well, the market took it in a completely different way. Because if I draw your attention to this graph, which shows you a very popular ETF's performance from the 1st of January up until today. I've indexed it as of the 1st of January. And you can see that prior to February 3rd, there already was a downfall in technology companies, specifically software as a service. But it wasn't until February 3rd where something quite big happened, because this brand new Claude Cowork had the ability to almost completely change the software as a service game. So in fact, the market fell 12%, wiping 300 million off software companies. Specifically, if we look at Datadog and Salesforce, they fell around 7% within 60 minutes of Claude Cowork's release. Atlassian was just over 8%. And well, the reason for this is because investors were trying to reprice the risk involved in these software as a service companies. Because let me try and explain to you what happened before these AI agents for software as a service. And let me take a sales development rep using Salesforce, for example. Because a sales development rep or an SDR would typically get a brand new lead come in, and it would need somewhere to put all of this information from the lead, i.e. the company information, who they're contacting with, whether they've contacted them before, is this a good opportunity? That's all stored within a CRM system, and the main one is Salesforce. All of that information we'd put in, and this SDR would then need to draft, send an email, mark this down as an opportunity, follow up, and if there is a meeting or any meeting minutes, would need to input all of this into a Salesforce platform, which would typically take between 30 to 40 minutes in total. And each SDR would have their own license or own ability to access Salesforce. But this is where AI agents has started to shape software as a service quite significantly. But now, AI agents are completely changing this. So instead of a sales rep going through each step manually, it starts to look a little bit different with these AI agents. So let me explain. Because now, let's say a lead comes in via the website. The AI agent as part of that website can then process that. It can put all of the information into the CRM system. After that, it can draft and send an email to the client, read its response, and input that information into the CRM system. It will then finally alert a sales rep within the company of what has happened. So you can very quickly see that what was once a 30-40 minute manual task for a sales rep is now only a 2-minute notification where you simply just have to read what has happened. Now this sounds like a good thing for software companies such as Salesforce, because they're building a brand new software which can increase productivity for people within a sales business or other different businesses that require a CRM. So ultimately, surely they'll be paying for this software, they'll be paying more than what they paid for before, and investors will be seeing this as a very innovative idea, is what you would have thought would be happening. That's not the case. Now, if an AI agent can do more of a manual workflow automatically, then a company may not need as many employees for their business. And well, if a company doesn't need as many employees, it means that software companies such as Salesforce isn't getting as much revenue from licenses, as there are less licenses being given out. So for example, in a company with 100 employees, it may potentially mean that they have 100 licenses to a CRM software. However, with this AI-assisted agents, they are now going to absorb some of that work, meaning that potentially only 70 licenses are required to do the work of 100 people that were previously subscribed to this software, because those AI agents are now able to become the productivity of 30 different employees. And this is where you start to see a fundamental decrease in the number of seats that a company requires, and therefore a reduction in licensing revenue. And this is what we're seeing to SaaS. We are seeing a direct decrease in the number of licenses that people are requiring, and instead an uptick in AI agents. So this is fundamentally a massive threat to the economics of SaaS. And this is where things get even more interesting, because these SaaS companies know that their per seat licensing is falling, and ultimately they are losing a lot of money because of this. But they are experimenting with their pricing on AI agents and will try to make up the shortfall, plus tap into that total addressable market even more. Now, if I draw your attention to Salesforce, and they have an AI agent called Agentforce. And they are already monetizing in different ways. And one of those is by a per conversation basis, where typically they're charging anywhere from $2 or £1.60 all the way up to around $3 or around £2.20 in the UK market. But they're not just charging based on per conversation, it's also based on usage. So they currently implement something called flex credits, and ultimately depends on how strenuous the AI task is going to be. Whether this is automating a workflow, resolving a different case, or ultimately some sort of marketing workflow, they are trying to figure out how that can be charged, and these credits are going to be based on how much you use. And Microsoft 365 Copilot is working in a very similar way. So this is certainly the trend with these software as a service companies, and they're moving away from the fully licensable per seat towards a little bit more of a hybrid approach, where instead we're seeing part licensing, part usage, and part AI agent consumption. And this is going to be interesting to see what's going to happen in the future, because there's definitely a big untapped market at the moment. And with the fall in the per seat licensing basis, we should technically see less people using, for example, Salesforce, but them using it a lot more. And one, we're going to see big productivity gains from businesses, and two, that usage and that consumption for those AI agents should massively increase. So the direction of SaaS companies is currently unknown, but there is definitely a massive opportunity for them going forwards. So the software as a service industry is fundamentally changing as we see it. Instead of the traditional model where software was sold as a service and you paid for the access and each employee had their own access to the software, it's now changed massively to the fact that now you can use AI agents to do your work, massively increasing your productivity and reducing the number of licenses that a company requires. Now, for an investor wanting to invest in a software as a service company, that's bad, because your cash flows are no longer as predictable because you don't have as much recurring revenue. You also don't understand what the fundamental future of these AI agents are, massively questioning the cash flow resilience and the marginability for these companies. So at the moment, it's in a bit of a limbo, and that's why you're seeing companies like Salesforce, Atlassian, Workday, Intuit massively falling in share price. In fact, Workday alone has fallen nearly 40% in the past year. So I don't know what's going to happen yet, but we can definitely see a rise in AI agents. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please hit that like, hit the subscribe button, and hype if you can. Thank you for watching.